Hi, everybody. I just want to take time to say good morning and welcome to Sergio's Corner. And you know how we do it at Sergio's Corner. We keep it real all the time. I have my guest, Zach. Hey, Zach. How you doing, man?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, good, good. So, guys, I first met Zach last year when I made a transition from NBC to Yana in the Pro A. And I played against him with the Tübingen Tigers. So, and that was an amazing game. That young man was playing well. And I look at him, he's in the BBL with Würzburg. So, tell me, Zach, first off, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about that look. Now, I've seen the movie Joe Dirt. And that's one of my favorite movies. Now, that's that Joe Dirt look if I know one. What made you decide to go with the slick back and the long mustache? Like, what's the inspiration behind the look?
I mean, there's not a ton of inspiration. I mean, Joe Dirt, his is phenomenal. He's got it. His is a little bit better than mine, but it's just something different. I mean, every year it's got to be something new and different, and it just kind of happened. And so I just went with the mullet, and then the mustache has always been kind of a trademark, so I just kept it all, and now it just looks awesome.
The stash for cash, letting it go, letting it go. Look, I was laughing because I was looking at the BBL game day pictures, right? And I promise you, I was like, oh my God, you with the outfit on and the yelling and the hair. I'm like, yo, that is a fierce competitor. So I'm going to ask you this. You played in the Pro A with the Tigers, and you guys did something that no one thought you guys could do, correct? So how would you compare the level of Pro A to BBL, as far as gameplay and statistically, stylistically? You've been there for going on what 4 or 5 games in the BBL compared to what you did all season in two games. Is just better competition or faster pace, or run me through it.
Yeah, I mean, Pro A, I give it a ton of credit because it actually is a really, really good league. I mean, people think, okay, it's German second league, maybe it's a little bit like Pro A is really good league. Um, and so going from Pro A to the BBL, there is a difference in skill for sure. Um, but there wasn't a huge difference in the level of play. I mean, the speed is pretty much similar. I would just say that the competition just like in this level of players just gets better, and so you have to just think just a little bit more in the BBL. You have to use your IQ just a little bit more, and I think that's kind of my adjustment is trying to figure that out as quick as possible. And you can tell who the veterans are in the BBL because they already have that going. And I mean, skill wise, everyone in Pro A could play in the BBL, but it's that IQ part that you gotta really adjust to and figure out, or else you're gonna be kind of stuck there.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, especially with the way that the Pro A is geared now. Like we have Robin Benson in the Pro A, we have Basti is in there. So you have like a lot of these players who've been in the BBL for years or played national team for years, and they're playing in the second league. And all these teams buy the best players in hopes of moving up. So I definitely believe that it's a great training program for the BBL, of course. I'm going to ask you about this now. I heard that you closed down your college career for a little bit to become a missionary. So I think that is such an interesting thing. I don't know too many people that have done that. So I need you to enlighten me on what that is, what it means to go and be a missionary, and how that process came about for you.
Yeah. So I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and or also known as the Mormons, as a lot of people kind of know that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're 18 and when you're a female at 19, you kind of take 2 years out of whatever you're doing and you serve a mission. And that can be anywhere in the world. And you kind of just fill out your paperwork and you send it into the church headquarters, and they call you on a mission to various places that you could go. And I got called to Des Moines, Iowa, in the states, and so I left college after my freshman year to go serve a church mission in Iowa. And basically, you just sacrifice whatever you're doing. You drop everything. You don't take your phone. You don't, that you really are disconnected from your family.
Wow. So hold up. So no phone,
No,
just locked into the church and the
yep,
cause of helping people. Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so we got to email our family once a week, and then Mother's Day and Christmas we were able to like Skype home and
Hmm.
see our family. But basically, for 2 years, you just go and serve, and you just basically teach people about the gospel, and whether they want to hear about Jesus or not.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just
Mm.
there to help. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
a lot of people think we're just kind of going out there trying to baptize everyone, but really we're just out there just serving people as much as possible. And it's awesome because even here in Germany, there are missionaries. And so we get to connect with them. And when we first move into places, we always look to see where the missionaries are because it could be a kid from Utah that, maybe there's a connection.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to just kind of see how the missionary program is around the world. And so it's really cool and it's a really unique thing. But yeah, I took time out of my college to go serve a mission.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this too because I mean I love the cause. Of course, I love helping people. That's one thing I'm really big on. I had cancer myself, and I always tell people that. So to me, I know life is very precious, and I love to give back to the best of my capabilities. With being an athlete, like with being a basketball player, and you know the rules of the NCAA and all this other stuff that we have. How did you manage to be able to do a mission? Were they like accepting of it, or did you have to give up a little bit of eligibility, or what was that process too? Because I know you were a basketball player first at BYU, right? So
Mhm.
how did that conflict with that? And then for you to be a pro basketball player after that, I know that struggle is just literally something that not everyone kind of has to deal with. So how did you manage college basketball and being a missionary at the same time?
Yeah, so basically, when we take the 2 years out and you basically take that break, your eligibility is put on pause.
Okay.
Um, and so their NCAA is very, they work with you and they understand. So there's been a lot of college athletes that are members and they've served a mission. Um, so they've been able to take those 2 years out. And some people do it before they go to college, and then
Mhm.
some do it, kind of break it up in between college. And so they just put their eligibility on pause. So they still have their 4 years and everything that goes with it, but you're just a little bit older. And so maybe that's an advantage and maybe that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. And so once you're done with your 4 years of college and going professionally, that goes back to the age thing is you are just a little bit older. And, a lot of teams, especially NBA and, a lot of professional teams like to get that younger guy and that guy who has
Mhm.
a lot of potential. And so it does put you at a little disadvantage in some sense. But I mean, I think my mission helped me so much because going overseas, you're
Yeah.
in a whole new culture. You're like,
Man.
it's just like, it's so different and you have to adapt. And what I did on my mission has basically helped me and put like a guidebook on how to just adapt to a whole new culture.
Mm.
And so that's why it's so fun to go overseas is because you're learning something new basically every day. And so that was kind of the blessing for me to kind of combine the two things.
Well, I mean, like when you said 10 months without phone and all this stuff, it really is kind of a prep. Like overseas, the time difference back home is different. You really can't talk to your loved ones as much as you like to, and all that stuff. So I mean, I can only imagine going without my phone for 10 hours, 10 minutes. You talking about you go out for 10 months. I can't do that. So my big question is, how is the family adjusting to you dragging them, with you? Because I know that can be a difficult thing too, especially when they come over and they have to kind of, replant themselves in a different culture, and live a different life, where grocery stores are closed on Sundays. So how's the family handling that adjustment? I know they've been troops about it, but how are they handling it? Does it get tough
Yeah,
sometimes?
I mean it's always tough. I mean it's a new life every year. But I mean shout out to my wife because she really is amazing, and she goes out to, and she makes friends, and she like goes out of her way just to be the best she possibly can. And uh, Wurzburg was super nice, and they worked really, really hard to get my son in school here. And so we got to get him into school, and it's so awesome to see how he's growing because now he's like counting to five in German and doing these things, and my mind is just blown because
Yeah, I can't
yeah,
count to five in German. I have a
yeah,
German passport, so I definitely
yeah,
understand you.
I know, I know. So he's gonna need that German passport when he's older. But
Yeah.
it's just awesome to see how they're adapting to this lifestyle. And I mean, I have built-in friends because everywhere I go, I have a team that I have to be with every single day,
Yeah,
and
fact.
where they go out and they find friends, they make friends, and they go and they're part of the community, and it's you know, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how my wife does it, but she is so amazing when it comes to that. And so she makes it super easy, but um, it just like it's hard, but it's so fun. There's no words to just really describe, but it's just fun to go out and just be a part of something new and have a new fresh start and just enjoying it.
I think a lot of people don't give credit where it's due, and I believe that those of us who do have wives really understand the backbone, that they are to holding up the foundation of what we love to do. We get to play a job which is basically playing a game. And they hold down the rest of it in between those 6-7 hours of practices, those 2-day road trips, those 8-hour bus rides. They are the real champions. Like Kevin Durant said, "Mama, you're the real MVP." So I think that they don't understand. Like those women are amazing in our lives, and I'm so glad that you got them. And I'm so glad that the babies are doing good at school. So now your grandfather he's Norwegian.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
It,
so my father was German, and my goal was, of course, to have my name hung up in Germany where he can, be proud of it, which it should be done hopefully this year. But with you, is the goal to play for a Norwegian team to get over there and carry the family legacy on and do that, or you just good just seeing where basketball takes you?
I would love somehow, I don't know how it happened, but to be able to play for Norway. I mean, I don't know what the possibility is or anything like that. But yeah, my grandpa is from Norway. He moved to the States when he was, a teenager around then, and so he's been in the States ever since. But I mean, he still has family that's in Norway, and my last name is a city in Norway, and so
Yeah.
my we represent it, and it's a culture that we had as a family. I don't know Norwegian, so like a lot of people ask me if I know it. I don't know any, as probably as much as you know German, but I mean, I would love to be a part of it, but I mean, I don't know the process of it all, and so I'm just so happy to be in Germany for right now.
Have you met that side of your family yet? That's still over there in Norway.
No, I mean they've been in Norway this whole time, so I don't really have a big connection with them, but I'm sure it would probably be somewhat of a welcoming if we ever met.
Yeah, I mean, so I have an auntie in Germany, and I met her 2 years ago at Bayern Munich game, and she was in tears because literally I've been in the States. My dad has a similar story to your grandfather. I never met that side of my family, so to be able to come over here and say, "Guess what, auntie? You got tickets to my game. Watch your nephew play." Amazing family moment, and I'm sure you'll get that moment because you're fairly fresh in your career. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure you'll get that moment, especially if you can get hold of that passport. If you have that passport already, pretty sure you'll get over there to say, hey to the family and bring some honor to the peoples. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna also ask you this one right here, brother. Now from your Instagram, and I don't stalk a lot, but I did a little bit this time. You're a avid golf player. Have,
Yeah.
have, have you gotten to it with Felix? Felix loves playing golf, right?
hmm Yeah.
So have
So
y'all talked about it yet? Have y'all been to a course yet?
we've been three times so far.
Okay.
So we've battled it out. the first time I beat him, but the past 2 times it's been rough for me. But yeah, it's fun though. It's fun to get out and play against him and just to be outside the court. And Max goes with us as well,
Okay,
and
Max. So Max.
so
Okay.
it's fun. I mean, we love to play, and we think we're really really good, and we think we could be on tour, but we're really just terrible golfers.
They think you take it to the next level.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're about to close it out with this segment. I do words of wisdom because I always want to give guys that are coming up into these leagues or guys who have a story to tell, like you, who had 2 years on a mission, fought through hella injuries, won Pro A MVP, if I'm correct, and and that's an achievement on its own right there that I can know about because back when I played in Pro A, my first time in Germany, I was averaging like 17, 18. So with that being said, I want to give these guys coming up because they think it's easy or they don't know the right direction to go. I want to give them some words of wisdom about like how you got here and just give them some advice. So, floor is yours. Give them some advice, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest thing is whatever you do good, just make it great. And the biggest thing with professional basketball is it's all about how good you do the basics. Is if you can do the basics at a really high level, then there's always going to be a spot for you. And no matter if you're in a really small country or you got into the Euro League or NBA or wherever you are, as long as you can do the basics really, really well, you can always move up. And you just have to keep grinding through and just enjoy that process and and just have fun. I mean, honestly, just enjoy every day and have fun and even write stuff down just to things that you learn. Maybe coach said something that's really funny and you're like, wow, that's crazy. But like in a couple of years you're gonna be able to write a book about it. I don't know, but just enjoy everything you do. So that's kind of my word of wisdom for it
All right. Well, let me give mine. I'm just going to give a real sneak tip to everybody. It's not always about basketball that gets you and keeps you in situations. The skill level and all this stuff, that's great. That can get you through the door. But you have to be a good person. You have to be smart enough to market yourself the right way. And you have to be caring. You have to be a hard worker. I've had a lot of guys that come through my era that were great at basketball, but they didn't have the other components. And they were beat out by somebody less talented because he was a good person. A team player, first off, supported everybody, unselfish, and did the little things. So, guys, just like he said, if you're good at it, become great at it. Don't neglect what you're not good at. Just keep working on it, but do that. Find a role for yourself. Stick to that role, and understand that role will get you paid and get you to the next level. All right, Zach. Thank you for your time, brother. I hope to see you on the Norway national team one day. That you could hold that flag up on your back and make everybody proud. Keep rocking the Joe Dirt. Rock on. And I will keep up with you, brother, and I hope to see you soon. All right, man.
all. I appreciate it. Thanks for
All
having
right,
me.
tell the wife and the kids hello and keep being a strong backbone for you.
Well do. Thank you.